making a parlay with y'all. We're gonna make a parlay. If you're watching on the replay, I salute you. Please hit the like, comment, and subscribe. Um, we're gonna be reacting to somebody else breaking down the slate today for NBA, and we might do a college slate too. So we're just gonna do a straight up parlay, dive into every game, non-stop grind, man. You gotta know you're a winner. You gotta know you're a winner first. You gotta do the preparation. You gotta do the work. It all factors in, and it helps you not have to peel as much as everybody else. This is the real bankroll management. A lot of y'all, like, people are paying $1,000 to get into courses and shit. Like, this is crazy. Like, I'm not knocking nobody hustle, but I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna get y'all right, bro. I'm gonna get you right. I'm really locked in, bro. I don't really care about all of that dumb shit, all that goalpost moving shit, man. I'm really locked in. So if you really locked in, it's for you. Hopefully, I can make this a video. Man, I put it on here live, man.
Today's video, like we always do, I'm going to dive into
Told y'all
each
tap
and
in.
every one of these games. I'll give you my prediction.
In this video, we reacted to Guy Boston Sports. He's gonna be breaking down the slate today. Guy Boston Sports. Hopefully, if my guy Jay Locksmith get in here, man, he gave out free Jay Locksmith. He put a 3-leg parlay in here, and it hit. So it's like he put it in the comments. So I'm like, man, everybody tap in, man. If you really want to make some money, you really want to get some tangibles, you really want to do something in life, man, tap in, bro. This is the motion.
On the side, I'll give you my prediction on the total. We'll talk about any other plays like player props that we like in the game as well. But as always, guys, keep an eye down on the pinned comment of this video. That'll take you to all of my final plays, so I'm actually rolling with myself. If that does interest you, absolutely free down in the pinned comment. Alright, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. I tell you guys I'm a dummy all the time. They don't suck. They've just been sucking. Get them down to -3.
My guy Boston Sports. Y'all go subscribe to him. He's about to break down the slate for us today. We about to do this real
Absolute
quick.
banger here, and the game arrow is not in the right spot. Let's see if we can fix that. I never know if those snapping things can be edited well together. But we got Brooklyn taking on Washington here. Not exactly the best game on the slate to dive into, but nonetheless, one we can do.
Brooklyn and Washington. See, this is what we're gonna do. As a sports bettor, as a fellow sports bettor, what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop having fear of teams. We're gonna stop having fear of numbers. We're gonna be fearless. We're gonna be fearless of the guy who's always going under. Tyrese Halliburton yesterday. He had 23 points. His total over under was 17.5. And he probably had that. And I wasn't paying attention to that game, but he probably had that before the second quarter ended. So we have to stop having fear of numbers, of lines, of players, of teams, of trends. We have to attack this day as if this is our last day and we don't have any more after this. So we have to make our best decision of what's happened, was the obstacle of today, and we have to get over that hurdle. We can't worry about what Vegas is saying about a team, what this person is saying about a team, what Stephen A. said about a team. We have to just attack the day head first.
Brooklyn's playing, I guess, good basketball, because I almost want to call it fake good basketball, but 7-3 in their last 10. They even competed with Cleveland for a lot of that game, right, in their last loss, and then beat Philly as 11-point dogs. They beat them outright, 105-103. Washington is doing Washington things. They won 3 games in a row, and you're kind of like,
all right, look. They saying Washington could lose by 3. Never ever take a spread where it's directly a number. It's not 0.5. Because then it could void. and I had that happen, but it's just like you'd rather get money for the pick. Some people, some sports books, I don't know. Some sports books they might not even let you win. So you don't want to do a number where it's not like point 0.5. If it's 3, 5, you don't want that. What I would do is I'm going to take Brooklyn and I'm gonna try to get Brooklyn plus 1.5. And I don't care about the odds because this is gonna be a parlay. This is gonna have multiple legs. This one is gonna be a that spider daddy long legs is one of them. So this is definitely about to be one of them. We about to have multiple legs with this. So I wouldn't. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take Brooklyn, and I'm talking about for the game or even halftime. I'm gonna take Brooklyn plus 1.5, and the odds might be like 200 or something like that. I'm not looking at the odds right now, but I'm gonna take Brooklyn because it's not fake basketball. What they doing is they really got a system going. They really trying to play defense. They really trying. Washington Wizards, they're not really trying. And I know they got Middleton or whatever now, whatever they got going on, new players and all shit. They still have the same players from before. They're not trying, and they don't have a dog in a fight. They're tanking. So we know that Brooklyn is going to try to, and Brooklyn might win this game by 12 points, 10 points, 8 points. So we're going to take Brooklyn plus 1.5. So we're taking Brooklyn
Go. Are they doing some? One of those wins was against this
plus
Brooklyn team.
1.5.
They won by 17 points, but to me, this is a spot in which Brooklyn just seems to be playing a little bit better basketball overall. So why not kind of ride with that?
All right, so you're
Do we
taking
get
Brooklyn
this
too.
down ourselves as a final play? I'm not exactly sure. It's still the Nets we're talking about here. And Washington's at home. We saw this matchup. Washington won by a decent, handily amount. But I'm going to lean Brooklyn here in this spot. I just think
So you're taking Brooklyn.
Clippers. That being said, we even talked about it in yesterday's show. Those injuries do kind of,
Now we talking
I guess,
about Denver versus Indiana Pacers.
no Kawhi Leonard, no Norm Powell on the other side. I don't think Norm Powell played, right?
Denver versus Indiana Pacers.
We have seen them play, I should say, good defense lately, but I don't think the way their defense plays is going to be the best situation here. This is an Indiana team that honestly does not protect the paint all that much. Like I said, they've been playing.
Yeah, like Denver. I'm sorry, and then Denver just lost too. Like you got to think
The
about
score
it.
for them,
Denver
right?
just lost to
Obviously,
the Lakers, so I'm taking Denver. And don't get discouraged because I'm taking these odds, but I'm taking Denver. I'm gonna find a Denver alternate plus. I'm gonna take Denver plus the alternate spread line. I'm gonna take them plus whatever I could get. So if I gotta get a 1.5 like I just did to Brooklyn, I'm gonna get that 1.5 too. I'm gonna take them. If I could get a 2.5, a 3.5 for Brooklyn plus alternate spread, I don't care. I don't care if it's negative 500 because I'm telling you, it's gonna be a long parlay for a reason, and we attacking every single pick head on. So I'm gonna just say Denver plus 2.5 as long as it's that plus, and I got that cushion. So we're gonna skip that. You're not gonna play with Indiana, man. Indiana probably played the best game of their season last night or whatever they did last night, where Tyrese had 23 and all this other shit. And Denver, it'll probably be high scoring too. So if you want to run this shit back that I'm making right now, you might want to go with the over 246 because what is it over 246? It's like, whew, I know that's high, but then again, you might want to go to the lowest, the highest alternate that you could go and go under with it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm giving y'all the sauce right now. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna build a winner right now because we're gonna attack everything head on. We're not gonna be scared, and we're not gonna put nobody on the ban list. We're not gonna say this team is trash, and I hate this game. I don't want this game. No, we're gonna take everything head on.
not a very good team, and I think that Chicago's throwing the towel in. Their last two games, they've looked competitive. I'll give them a little bit of credit, but I don't know how long that lasts for. And even
Chicago versus
before they
Philly.
started to tank, in a sense, the Sixers beat them 109-97.
All right, so far we got Brooklyn plus 1.5, Denver plus whatever I could get 2.5, and this is for the total end of the game spreads. And then I got Chicago versus Philly, and they saying Chicago is favored at 3.5 to Philly. I mean at Philly. Excuse me. We got Chicago versus Philly at Philly. Philly is favored 3.5. So they gotta win by 4 points. So you saying that Philly gotta win by 4 points against Chicago? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go because if Philly is favored by 4 points, then Philly's supposed to win the first half. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go first half, and I'm gonna try to take, even if I gotta take Philly plus 0.5, I'm gonna go take Philly plus 0.5 for Philly halftime. First half. So I'm gonna take Philly first half plus 0.5. I don't care if the odds is negative 390, and I'm gonna show you why. You're gonna start to understand why I'm taking these odds like this. So I want Philly. So I want Philly first half. I want Philly first half plus 0.5. The alternate, right? Thank God for the alternate. But what I want to do right now is I want to go look at, and I know Chicago got Ayo, and he's really good. Ayo is a great player. Ayo is a great player. But what I want to do before I listen to him talk about Philly, I want to go look at the 76ers most recent highlight, and I want to look at what they did in the first half. If I'm not mistaken, Philly just won their last game, right? So I'm going to 76ers highlights. Man, I wish Jared McCain would have never got hurt. Actually, I should go look at the Suns versus Bulls, and I know it's the Suns, but still, I should watch the Suns versus Bulls real quick. Get acquainted with what's going on. So the Suns Bulls game is going to tell me what's going on with the Bulls in the first half and how they play. So right now we're watching the Suns versus Bulls, which was a day ago, but it wasn't like, what was it, 22nd? So what's today? The 20. What's today? So this is like really like 2 days ago, but it's still like kind of like they're on a back to back, but they're really not on the back to back. So they'll be playing the Philadelphia 76ers in Philly, man. But yeah, they'll be playing Philly, and right now they're up 9-2 on the Suns, and I know it's the Suns, but still, it's kind of like, I don't know, because Philly doesn't really guard either. So the Suns don't really guard. Philly doesn't really guard either. So I'd be surprised if Philly, Chicago might do it. Mm. Let's go back so we can hear his name. This for my player prop people. This guy hits a lot of threes, man.
It's the Knicks the other night. He knocks down a triple. It's a 7-point lead. Durant, that aggressive shot stop in the paint. He's got all four.
you see these guys alternate each time down the floor. Oh, bang, bang, bang.
He's got 7 in the early going.
But you see these guys alternating down the floor, and 1 minute is
Buzelis.
Giddy kicks. Buzelis feeling good early.
Buzelis.
three, beat a three.
Giddy got into a bad spot, but found Phillips for 3. Vucevic in traffic. Giddy runs.
Buzelis, number 14. For the Bulls. Now, this kid right here, he could really shoot. So, I don't know about Philly first half right now.
Giddy kicks. Buzelis feeling good early.
Oh, see the three, beat a three.
Giddy got into a bad spot, but found Phillips for 3. Vucevic in traffic. Giddy runs down that loose ball. Underneath for Vucevic with the hook.
Good hustle that time. 50-50 ball.
2 of his better offensive seasons have come in Phoenix. Herder over Durant for 3.
There you go. Hurt him, Kevin. It's just a matter of time. Sure, he gets after people, rebounds well. I like to see him like the kid Thompson in Detroit. Omar Thompson.
Yep. There is Bol knocking down a jumper. He's been getting more run as of late. Bulls have 7 assists on 9 baskets, no turnovers in the early going. Phillips is trying to stick with Booker. Tyus Jones is out there against his brother Trey Jones. Devin Booker finally knocks down a 3. Tyus having a strong campaign for Phoenix. Bol over Collins. Ooh, some dexterity there. Here's Herder. Good screen by Phillips. And Herder hits.
And that time they got him up.
Yeah, you know they black when Herder starts shooting threes.
Did he have one game where he had like 6 threes, was he?
He been off, though. He been off. They know he's been off.
North Carolina to do.
He's looking for Collins or Phillips. Julian to Zach. Late in the clock. Got it to go.
Nice move. And look, this the Bulls going to turn that over.
Tyus is watched by his younger brother, Trey. I asked Tyus, do you have any trash talk tonight ready? He goes, absolutely. He's had the better of the matchup as we showed you. Here's Bol. Knocks down a spoon. Billy Donovan's former player at Florida. White trying to rip through against Beal. Counted on a foul.
And that's what makes
Bol.
The Bulls have their biggest thing.
Well, and that's what everybody has to do. When your offense is not going, what can you do?
Bol, man, like. If I'm the Suns, I'm getting rid of Devin Booker and building around KD and Bol and Bradley Beal. Like, I don't know why they still kept Devin and didn't move Devin Booker before the trade deadline. But it's like, I'm building around. If I'm the GM, I'm building around Bol, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal. It's obvious Kevin Durant doesn't want to play with Devin Booker anymore. He doesn't guard. He's soft. If he doesn't get 8 free throws a game, he's not getting 15 points.
O'Neal.
And just like that, see, Chicago is crazy, man.
Kick out. Durant in the post against Giddey. Tough assignment for Josh.
So now there is Chicago's. They're losing by they're up by 6 points, and it's 7 minutes and 37 seconds left in the second quarter, and KD's backing down Giddey now. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, and then Philly, I don't even know who's playing. Like Embiid never plays. It's always Maxey.
For anybody. He had two hands in his face with some help defense and still just made it look easy.
I want to just take Philadelphia money line, but I don't want to play with Philly right now, man. I don't want to have my heart beating out my chest for the first three legs. I'm comfortable with Brooklyn plus 1.5 tonight. I'm comfortable with Denver plus 2.5 tonight. I'm comfortable with going over that and everything. But it's like Philly, man. So they're holding a lead by a thread. Up 9. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker want to play basketball now. So now they're up 4.
Ellis trying to recover. Vucevic comes over for help, and it does not matter.
Kevin Durant
Fighting through it.
brings them back with an assist. And now the Bulls are losing the first half. Just like that. So the Bulls gave up the first half now after just being up by a billion. They tied it back up. Yeah. Bulls up 6 now. 8 now. Oh, this is the third quarter. Yeah, they lost the first half. That's why I want to take Philly, but it's like the way that they lost the first half. If they could come out to a hot start like that and control the second quarter a little bit, or just even put up a fight, they're gonna win the first half. But yeah, let's watch this 76ers. So now we're gonna take a look at the 76ers Brooklyn Nets before we finalize the Philadelphia Bulls pick. So before we finalize the Philly Bulls pick, what I like right now for Philly first half is, or what I like right now is Philly first half plus 0.5. And right now we're looking at the 76ers at Nets, February 12th, 2025.
Couple of games, but usually means that he's due for one as he floats it up and in. The first basket of the game is brought to you by played major minutes, and their confidence only grew with each appearance. Going around Johnson, Wild attempt, no. Claxton, he put it in.
Working the two-man game between Johnson and Claxton and take advantage with that size.
Oubre, first bucket for Philly.
You get to call this game.
So quickly, Philly went down 6 points quickly. Immediately, Kelly Oubre brings the ball up, pushes the ball up. I don't see Maxey. I don't think Maxey's gonna play tonight. I don't think Embiid's gonna play tonight. Probably, like it's always something with Philly. It's always something. So we're gonna listen and see what he has to say. But I know, like between this dude from the France national team, Usbile, I can't really say his name. Usbile. Yeah, when he gets going and starts getting downhill, I think he might have a night tonight if those guys aren't playing. Because Paul George just runs to the corner. And yeah. Like But for some reason, the Bulls, like, they just lost to the Suns first half. They're gonna let them win, and they're gonna let them win the first half. The Bulls, like, I don't know what's up with the Bulls.
This summer, huh?
I mean, completely revitalized his career, it felt like, through the Olympics, as Grimes just cleared the space and throws it
A
down.
lot of room, though, to get to the basket. Everyone just sticking on the inside.
2-for-2 start for D'Angelo Russell. George draws a crowd, swinging around. Grimes for three. Point as quickly as it had. It's basically the minimum of what it was going to be as George finds the interception, gets it up ahead for Grimes on the slam. Just really, it's hard to deal with an injury as is.
All of that takes, especially for a young player trying to find your footing in the league.
Russell over the top of Grimes, nothing but nylon.
You just can't beat a post.
D'Angelo Russell. With the three. The Angel Reese commercial. I just know that teams like Brooklyn, they're not having a fake run. It's not a fake. They're not fake winning. They're not just winning games they're not supposed to win. It's literally them having D'Angelo Russell back on the floor and him having that presence at the 3-point line, which gets Cam Johnson open, which gets these other guys that I'm looking at open. I know that can play and that can shoot on Brooklyn, Keon Johnson and those guys. And they do have a superior offensive attack right now. And that's probably why they went up so fast like that with the 6 points. But
Russell, stutter step. Oh,
D'Lo's
D'Lo's feeling it.
Brooklyn, I don't know why. I don't know why Brooklyn was good this season.
Expectations.
I always don't know why. They always have like a decent team.
Russell adding to his tally, 14 for Drummond will look to set the offense in motion with 6 on the clock. It's George dancing on Johnson. Back to Drummond. Floats it up and in. And he's got a top on the cut. He didn't even allow us a chance for spillage. That just feels wrong. Inside hand finish on the cut for Watford. Last meeting between these two teams on January 4th as Wilson laces a triple. Edwards just discarded something, looked like a wristband under the basket. And he'll pull the three in transition. He'll hit the three in transition. Over decency?
Well, he didn't get to him yet.
Lobby finish. Owoma to Sharp. I guess the elbow looks just fine. Back outside, 3 to shoot. Gabusele, swing it. Corner 3. Council missed everything. Oh, it's taken away. Edwards in the perfect spot for that pass, and Oubre finishes it off. 6-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Now 10 to shoot for this backup point guard, Trendon Watford. Spins away from Oubre, gets inside and just muffs it through. So attack on Council here, recognizes the size mismatch, just can't finish. Sharp vacuums it in and scoops it through. He's just a machine and playing at a different level right now as he's finally seemingly healthy and comfortable simultaneously on the court. Williams right through, zigzags his way to the bucket. 6 for 7 in that first quarter with 14 points. But they remain aggressive. Williams catch and shoot, had it blocked on the outside and then taken in, Sharp again. Owoma had it stripped and Butler takes it away. Butler looking to take it himself. Good defense by Martin, better offense by Butler. Is going to make a difference for anybody in disposition, and certainly D'Angelo has felt comfortable, knew what to expect being in Brooklyn from his time a couple years back.
Has made this whole group so special.
Russell forces his way inside. Williams contested, unfazed, cans the 3. Brooklyn 4 for 11 from downtown. You have 8 assists on 16 field goals. Johnson off the bounce for 3. 5 minutes to play in the first half. George inside. Spray it to the outside. Edwards, drive, slam. Jordy Fernandez was hoping for a travel. One of the highest recruits in the country 2 years ago as a McDonald's All-American. Look out! Keon Johnson showing off the...
I know It was good with y'all, man. Ugh. See what's going on in this game.
Edwards.
See, Brooklyn's up 51. Brooklyn is like that. And I'm not going to shame Philly for being down to Brooklyn because Brooklyn is actually good. They're good. They're better than the Wizards. See, the problem is Philly, y'all playing defense and it's 31 seconds left in the second half. Like, it's too late. It's too late. I know y'all looking at it like, man, what are you talking about? The game's not over yet. No, y'all not the type of team where y'all come back from behind. Paul George, you're not that guy, bud. You're not the guy where you come from behind and you win the game. Like, that's not your type of thing. You're not like that. Y'all have to win every quarter. That's how y'all need to be looking at it. Y'all need to be that type of team. If y'all did that, y'all be nice. But y'all not, man. Y'all that team that get ran over.
As George finds the interception, gets it up ahead for Grimes on the slam.
Y'all that team
Just
that
really,
get ran
it's
over.
hard
Y'all
to
not
do with an
giving y'all
injury
best
as is.
every play.
All of that takes,
Every
especially
play.
for a young player trying to find your footing in the league.
Russell over the top of Grimes, nothing but nylon.
But there are areas in which they can play a little quicker and space things.
Russell stutter step. Oh, D'Lo's feeling it. Of 4 more games this year.
It is wild to think the expectations with the Paul George.
Russell adding to his tally, 14. Drummond will look to set the offense in motion with 6 on the clock. It's George dancing on Johnson. Back to Drummond. Floats it up and in. And he's got a top on the cut. He didn't even allow us a chance for spillage. That just feels wrong.
Come on,
Inside
Drummond, that's a
finish
block.
on the cut for Watford. Last meeting between these two teams on January 4th as Wilson laces a triple. Edwards just discarded something, looked like a wristband under the basket. And he'll pull the 3 in transition. He'll hit the 3 in transition. Over decency?
Well, he didn't get to him yet.
Lobbing finish. Owoma to Sharp. I guess the elbow looks just fine. Back outside, 3 to shoot.
Today the league's different, man. Like, and what I might do is I understand that. And instead of going sorry, I'm eating some cake too. You feel me? But instead of going Philly first half 0.5, I'm gonna go the over of the lowest alternate for Philly versus Chicago, because this game might be going over, and I think the mentality on this Philly team is we're gonna play enough defense to the point of if you shoot and miss, we'll try and get the rebound, but if we're not gonna try to stop you from scoring. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're giving you the vibes where it's like we're not gonna try to stop you from scoring. We're gonna play enough defense to try to get it off the rebound and make you shoot. But they're not really trying to stop you from scoring. And I feel like a lot of teams have been like that for like the past like 3 years, 5 years. Everybody's kind of shooting threes now. And I try to tell people all the time, Steph Curry revolutionized basketball. Stephen Curry changed the game, literally. But these guys are looking for their shots, even on defense. So a guy would feel more comfortable with playing lackluster defense, getting out in transition, getting the head start basically on offense, and getting an open 3. Rather than playing defense, tiring himself out on defense, trying to stop somebody, and getting that's not gonna make a GM turn his head and make the owners and the coaches and everybody turn their head in the NBA. You getting out in transition though and getting those points back and getting an extra point and making a 3-pointer, they're gonna cater towards that more. It might sound bad to players that hang their hat on defense and all this other shit, but it's different though. Like even if we have good defense, even if we're good on defense, you have to be a 3-and-D type of player to play today in the NBA, and be an NBA. You have to have that in your arsenal because when we get a stop, what are you gonna do? You're gonna get all the way to the bucket every time, and that's not really ethical. But you will get a chance at shooting from afar, at least every time when you get the ball. You might be like, what? It might seem like, oh, just get to the rack, get to the bucket, but you got 7 foot guys. Like you got dudes like Wimby down there. You got dudes like Zach Edey down there. You got dudes like Jared Allen, Nick Claxton, this guy and that guy. Like these guys are 7 footers. You by the time you get down there and try to do your little layup thing, somebody's pinning that shit off the backboard like LeBron James and Iguodala in the final. So you gotta be, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have it in your arsenal and be that 3 point sniper too.
It looked like a wristband under the basket. And he'll pull the three in transition. He'll hit the three in transition. Over decency?
Well, he didn't get to him yet.
Lobby finish. Owoma to Sharp. I guess the elbow looks just fine. Back outside, 3 to shoot. Yabusele, swing it. Corner 3. Council missed everything. Oh, it's taken away. Edwards in the perfect spot for that pass, and Oubre finishes it off. 6-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Now 10 to shoot for this backup point guard, Trenton Watford. Spins away from Oubre, gets inside and just muscles it through. No attack on Council here, recognizes the size mismatch, just can't finish. Sharp vacuums it in and scoops it through. He is just a machine playing at a different level right now as he's finally seemingly healthy and comfortable simultaneously on the court. Williams right through, zigzags his way to the bucket, and 6 for 7 in that first.
Yeah, man, Brooklyn. I like Brooklyn today, but let's go listen to what he says about Philly. But I still like Philly's first half plus 0.5. I don't give a fuck about the odds being ugly, but I do care about that over alternate as well too, which the odds will be ugly as well. So the lowest over I could get for that first half for Philly versus Chicago, I'm taking it because those guys are gonna come out shooting and they're gonna be making shots like, and they're gonna be trying to get. Their defense is gonna be trying to transition into offense. It's not gonna just be like, man, we're focused on defense right now. Then we're gonna get on offense and run a play. Like, no, they're playing defense to the point as whereas we're gonna be shooting this ball as soon as we get it.
Is kind of telling me that one of those guys isn't going to play right.
The
Potentially, as
total.
of right now, Chicago, this
Oh
is
shit.
not a very good team, and I think that Chicago's throwing the towel in. Their last 2 games, they've looked competitive. I'll give them a little bit of credit, but I don't know how long that lasts for.
All right, I'm gonna start this over. But the total is 231.5 points for Philly versus Chicago. But Philly, he's saying Philly isn't good. And this is what they try to make you think. Oh, he's saying Chicago isn't good. And this is what they try to make you think that, oh, Philly's going to stomp all over them. But if Philly's going to stomp all over them, why is the total 231.5 points? Because if a stomping of 120 to what Chicago scored 40 in the first half or 30. What they came out again in the second half and they scored 40 again. All right, so they had 80 points. All right, Philly, they stomped them out. They beat them by what? 30 points. 90, 100, 110. You see what I'm saying? That's not 230. 231.5. So it's definitely not gonna go over that number. It's definitely not gonna go over that number. So they'll make it feel like, oh man, it's gonna go over because they had this many points Chicago last game and this all this other shit. But that's a high ass number for a team that's supposed to be trash and that's not supposed to be winning this game. That's a high ass number for them. So look out for that. Yeah, it's not just 231.5 is just a high ass number for a team that's not supposed to be winning. That's not gonna win. That's not gonna be getting as many points. Like you could even go as far as trying to take an alternate Chicago total team points. So I'm gonna write this stuff down so I could take it. I don't know where my pen went. Okay, so I got the pen back. So I like Philly first half. I like I also like Chicago's total team under. Chicago's total team under. So many ways I could play that one. So many ways I could play that one. And where you really get an edge is when you understand if a team is trash. Everybody's saying the team is trash. Why do you want to be that one person that say they aren't? Why do you want to be that person in the corner like, oh, I'm scared to take them because I don't know if they're gonna be trash or not, and like just do what everybody else is doing. Everybody said they trash. Vegas said they trash. So you said they trash too. Don't be that.
Sixers
Don't be
taking on
that guy that says ICDC College is gonna beat Duke. Like,
Chicago. Maxey and Embiid both listed as questionable. Not doubtful, not probable, questionable. Right in the middle. Just how we like it. Just putting all these injuries in limbo. And
you the only guy. It's just you. ICD College gonna beat. They gonna beat Duke, huh? Then they gonna beat Kentucky. Then they gonna win the tournament. Like you the only one talking about ICDC College. Like what are you talking about, dude? Like at some point we gotta really make the educated part out of educated guests shine.
taking on Chicago. Maxey and Embiid both listed as questionable. Not doubtful, not
What did I
probable.
tell y'all, bro? I already knew. I didn't even have to hear nobody say it or go look it up or do none of that. I know. Maxi and Embiid are questionable, doubtful, this, that, and the third. No, they're not playing. Just say they're not gonna play. There should have never be no doubtful. This and that and the third. Y'all need to wake up when these players wake up. But it's all a game. They do this to have. This is what Vegas and these people do to have an edge over you. You don't even think of it. You just there's the players choosing if they want to. Nigga, if you don't, they don't call you from your job and say, "Hey, are you gonna come to work today?" They expect you to be there. And if you're not gonna be there, you just call in and everybody say they coming into work tomorrow. They're not coming into work today. But for these niggas, they say it's he's doubtful, he's questionable. Nah, they know if they want to play or not. It's not really no nigga. You know if you're gonna play or not. And if you're not gonna play, they if you're not gonna play, then just not play. But the way that the line be moving, because if Maxi gonna play, then the line gonna move. If Maxi not playing, we don't know if is this the line that he playing. Is it gonna change? Is it gonna stay the same? Like it's too much, bro. It's too much. Like it's too much, bro. That's why we looking at other players on the team that's really gonna carry. It be the nigga that don't nobody even be talking about that be on the team carrying. Don't nobody even know him or talk about him. Don't nobody even wear his jersey to the game. He the one on the team carrying because he play every single night. So that just kind of like it just frustrates me, bro. Because MB hasn't played at all this season. So it's just like Maxi not playing too. Like, I could deal with Embiid not playing, but Maxey not playing too, bro. It just
questionable, right in the middle, just how we like it, just putting all these injuries in limbo in this damn league. So we're gonna obviously wait those out. The line is kind of telling me that one of those guys isn't gonna play, right? Potentially as of right now. Chicago, this is not a very good team, and I think that Chicago's throwing the
bro, them being questionable, them acting like they might play, is fucking the lineup. It's fucking the lineup. How with them being questionable? All right, this is the line with them questionable. 231.5. I mean, that's the total. The total is 231.5. They're going to score 231 points, and Maxey's not going to be there to drop 30, and B is not going to be there to get 20, 15. So who's going to be dropped? Paul George about to drop all these points, but he hasn't even been scoring points. But Paul George out of nowhere, when I took him, what was it, 2 months ago, a month ago, this nigga just had 8 points in the first quarter out of nowhere, and I'm wondering why his shit say 8.5. Like, y'all can't depend on just stats in these numbers. Philly is supposed to win tonight. Paul George is supposed to have 20 points if Paul George is going to play. Like, this stuff is supposed to happen, but then out of left field, Chicago just starts whooping the fuck out of Philly. Out of left field. Because Chicago's actually all right. So it's like these picks I got here. This Philly first half 0.5. Philly might not even win the first half. So it's like, oh, that's a pointless kind of pick. That's a pointless kind of pick. But I want to get some value out of this game because I'm taking Brooklyn plus 1.5. I'm taking Denver plus 2.5. I'm already taking, you know what I'm saying? So I need this pick to hit. This is a pivotal pick. That's why I'm taking the over first half total. Because it's gonna be some players in this game that don't get a lot of burn, that nobody's really paying attention to. Even like Paul George, nobody's paying attention to you. Nobody thinks you're that guy no more, Paul George. We all think you're over the hill. Nobody thinks you're that guy no more. This is the perfect opportunity for Maxey to be out and B to be out for you to come out and just make your stock go through the roof against a team that nobody gives a shit about. But it's gonna look good for you, Paul George, because we care about you, Paul George, and your image and how you look. And you bigger, Paul George, you bigger than the Chicago Bulls right now. So you should come out tonight and have a game, but you're not because you're not really that good right now. It's not the old Paul George.
The line is kind of telling me that one of those guys isn't going to play, right? Potentially as of right now. Chicago, this is not a very good team, and I think that Chicago's throwing the towel in. Their last two games, they've looked competitive. I'll give them a little bit of credit, but I don't know how long that lasts for. And even before they started to tank, in a sense, the Sixers beat them 109-97 back in late January. So this Sixers team had been looking good. They've definitely cooled off.
How much the Sixers beat them by?
In this damn league. So we're gonna obviously wait those out. The line is kind of telling me that one of those guys isn't gonna play, right? Potentially as of right now. Chicago, this is not a very good team, and I think that Chicago's throwing the towel in. Their last two games, they've looked competitive. I'll give them a little bit of credit, but I don't know how long that lasts for. And even before they
see, I gotta understand too, people, us in the media. Jalen Hurts, he was watching them take Kansas City. Jalen Hurts, before the game when they make the picks and all of that on the Sunday morning, what do they call it? Pre-game show. Jalen Hurts watched them take Kansas City back to back to back to back and not take nobody take the Eagles. So they see us talking about them like this too, saying they not shit, saying they trash, saying they ass, they can't get 15 points, and then they go out there and do it, and then we all just sitting here like, damn, they don't never do that. Why they did it tonight? Because everybody said they ass, everybody said they ain't shit. So that's why I might take Chicago not getting blown out by Philly too in the first half.
Started to tank in a sense. The Sixers beat them 109 to 97 back in late January. So this Sixers team had been looking good. They've definitely cooled off. I mean, their offense, even in some of those losses, looked fairly good, but this screams bounce back spot, right? You're 1-9 in your last 10 games. You've gotten beaten both of your post All-Star break games. Now you're playing Chicago, who, even though the Sixers realistically shouldn't be telling themselves they're that much better than, I think they have a worse record than them, right? If I'm not mistaken. But they're probably thinking, oh, cupcake matchup, we're at home, let's get right. So,
But did y'all just hear what he said? He just said the Sixers got a worse record than them, but the Sixers favorite because they at home. That don't mean shit. It means something, but at the same time, it don't mean nothing for a team that's looking at it like, man, we got a better record than y'all, and they still saying we not as good as y'all. Like that's the type of shit that be going on.
screams bounce back spot, right? You're 1-9 in your last 10 games. You've gotten beaten both of your post All-Star break games. Now you're playing Chicago, who, even though the Sixers realistically shouldn't be telling themselves they're that much better than, I think they have a worse record than them, right? If I'm not mistaken. But they're probably thinking, oh, cupcake matchup, we're at home, let's get right. So I don't mind that mentality kind of with the confidence heading into this one because Chicago's defense, we know, isn't all that
I'm gonna
great.
make them
And the
prove that
Sixers, with
231, man.
Embiid, the more and
If
more
I
he gets
see,
meshed out
bro,
there.
if I see 40 points drop off the total, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit today. Cause I just sat here. I really tried to look for a decent line in this game, and there isn't one. There isn't one. So if I take this over alternate team total first half, and I see, and I look at that game total, and I come back 2 minutes later and look at that game total, and I see that 190, I'm gonna just know, man. Vegas, yeah, I did it again.
I think that we're going to see them being able to score from in the paint and the perimeter a fair amount, right? Isolation wise, this should be a spot in which Philly could score as well. So Maxey could have a decent game. And then the catch and shoot. So player prop wise, we can skip to that. Like I said, I like the idea of the Sixers in this spot. But catch and shoot is also going to be somewhere
Yo, who hit
that
the
I could
like
see
button?
this being
Salute
a
you,
good
man. I
little spot
appreciate
for
you.
them. So I think Embiid,
It's
honestly,
not
that
showing
might,
nobody
if he
on
does
here.
play, because I like
I
Maxey
gotta
from the
comment. When
isolation
y'all
aspect,
comment,
but
it
Embiid's
starts
going to
showing
take
more stuff,
his
and it
threes
start
will
letting me
come
see
via
who
catch
on
and
here.
shoot, right? Not exactly the pull up magician from three. So I can honestly be convinced of that. But there's some crazy things going on. We don't know the lines yet right now because we're still waiting. But there's some crazy things going on, I guess, because now I'm liking Jokic to take threes and Embiid to take threes. We got some craziness in our brain today. But it's honestly something that I'm considering here. Maxey's point total is at, I believe it's like 30.5. So that's telling me Embiid, I would guess, isn't playing. But if he does, I don't mind his threes because Maxey, if you've noticed, when Embiid's playing, his line goes down to what, like 26.5? When he's not playing, it's at
We
like
building this
29.5. Right
parlay
now it's
right
at
now. Who is
30.5.
that?
So
Oh,
something's
that's
telling
viral
me,
basketball.
aka
What's
that
up,
line, that
man?
Embiid's not playing. When we get to a total here,
What's
I don't
up, man?
mind an under.
I ain't see
Philly
you in a
plays so
minute,
slow.
man.
Yes,
What's how you
Chicago's going to
been?
want to run, but I've been saying it lately about the Chicago team. They like to run and jack
We up here
threes.
making this. We up here making this parlay viral basketball, and I just came to the conclusion that I'm not gonna get a good line out of this Chicago versus Philly, where Philly is favored by 4 points, 3.5, also known as 3.5. Um, I'm not gonna get a good line out of this game, but I see that the total is 231. Vegas is really that dirty. They really want to pull the chair out of us, chair out from under us that bad. I'm gonna go ahead and take the over first half alternate, which is gonna be like the lowest. It's gonna be like a negative 225, 300, which is decent for this type of parlay that we building today. I'm building a super long parlay. I'm building a make a wish parlay tonight. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not making fun of those kids or nobody, but I need help too. So I'm making a parlay that's just like egregious right now, and I'm gonna put it on here, and I'm gonna be like, yo, when that thing hit, I'm gonna come back and be like, yo, I built this on the live. I built this on the live. Y'all tuned in. Y'all tap in. I've been at work a lot lately. I might put some parlays in tonight. You want price picks or underdog? I only use Underdog. Now I'm on FanDuel. Come over to FanDuel, man. You gotta get on FanDuel with us. You gotta get on FanDuel with us. Yeah, Viral, you gotta get on FanDuel with us, man. Gang, you gotta get on FanDuel, gang. Damn. That's crazy. That's crazy. I be forgetting they don't let people use FanDuel everywhere. But what I would do is I would just tell them I'm not in that state. So just try to tell them that you're not in that state, or use a VPN and try to say you're not in that state when you do use it in that state. We know that is illegal. I'm not promoting illegal activity on this page at all. I'm just talking about hypothetically speaking, allegedly speaking.
They're not going to head out there and put up numbers, even if they're playing at a fast pace. And these two teams together, dating back to 2022, so this is a long. Then what are we worried about, right? Like they're not going to head out there and put up numbers, even if they're playing at a fast pace. And these two teams together, dating back to 2022, so this is a long time ago, 8-2 to the under in their last 10 games. All right, real quick, guys, before we do move on with the rest.
So in the last 10 games, they went under. So they'll go over today. Yeah, I remember you told me that. I remember you told me you'd be doing like 8 mans and stuff like that. And I've done that. Like I hit an 8 man on the Super Bowl, which you would call an 8 man parlay on the Super Bowl. So I mean anything is possible. I used to be the guy on Super Sharp. I'm only doing 3 legs. I'm only doing this, that, and the third. You can win as many legs as you want to win. You just have to make the right choice every time. So right now I got Brooklyn finishing that game plus 1.5 strong. I got Denver finishing that game plus 2.5 strong. I got Philly either I got Philly and Chicago going over for their first half total of the alternate total. The lowest total I could get. Because they said 231. And I know they be lying, but I'm like, golly. So I might just take that total over, and I might take the lowest or the highest under that I could take. So that's what I got for that.
And
game.
these two teams together, dating back to 2022, so this is a long time ago, 8-2 to the under in their.
Okay, so you're gonna talk about Clippers, Detroit. Detroit spread is 1.5 plus 1.5. And the Clippers are favored as an away team by 1.5 against Detroit, which is kind of just so mind-boggling to me. With Vegas sees and the Clippers. Because Detroit should really win this game tonight.
Simmons still not good to go, but then Norm Powell and Kawhi, who missed yesterday,
play every day. Viral basketball. You got to play every single day, yo. Manage your bankroll, but make sure you playing good with your bankroll. Like, make sure, man, you treating your bankroll like it's the finals, man. I'm talking about for cents. You treating it like it's the finals.
listed as questionable here in this spot. If those guys play, this is going to be very similar to how we broke down yesterday. If those guys play, I think I like the Clippers here, especially only getting them at 1.5. That tells me that maybe one of those guys isn't going to suit up. But this Detroit team, and this is why we've been good at rolling with them, right? It's like we identify if they can dominate the paint or not. And I don't think that this is a Clippers team that you can necessarily dominate the paint against. Like, yes, I still do think Detroit may have some paint edge. I know that might be crazy, but no, if there's no Kawhi, they could kind of dominate once you get inside the 3-point line and closer to the basket. Detroit's also won 6 straight games, 7 of their last 9, 8 of their last 10. Clippers kind of in limbo right now, but Clippers, Milwaukee got a red hot Indiana. Like they're looking for a team in which that they can take. Now they are on the road. I think that's worth noting. But overall, like I was saying, the paint should be where this game is won and lost. And if they can stop Detroit from scoring in the paint, I worry where Detroit's points are going to come from outside of that, in a sense. Also, isolation. The Clippers run a ton of isolation. Detroit not all that tremendous at stopping it, and Detroit runs a lot of pick and roll. The Clippers very good at stopping it. You can even see here in our dashboard, we have a few things that are still feeding in, so don't mind the assist to turnover ratio. But what I'm just looking at here, and let's zoom in a little bit so we can see this a little bit better. Right here, over in this pick and roll and isolation section, right here, isolation, they run it more than anyone. Well, 9th worst score percentage, middle of the pack field goal percentage, right? 9th worst score percentage, though. And then you flip it over, so that favors the Clippers to me. And you flip it over here, Detroit, top 10 in terms of running the pick and roll, top 12 score percentage in terms of pick and roll offense, ball handle success, 7th best score percentage from the Clippers. So, yeah, I do think that this is a spot in which I don't really see exact.
So the Clippers are the 7th best scoring percentage in pick and roll. Detroit 24th, and they're trying to say that the over under game total was 223.5. No, both of these teams score. I'm taking a low. I'm taking a low total over again, and I don't want to hear anything else. I'm taking a low total. Bro, basketball said every day helps you really pay attention to the trends better. NBA about to tighten up. They lineups, lower bench players about to start going under a lot. I want the over total. Yeah, viral basketball. Right now, a lot of the star players are going to be getting a lot more of the minutes, and the lines. Like I just seen somebody the other day. They said like, oh yeah, he's going to score 5.5 points. Like, and this guy, they just were giving him 9.5 points. I think it was like Mike Conley or somebody. Like, what they do, what they doing? It's a cold game, man. It's a cold game. Like, it's a cold game, man. You really, really gotta pay attention to this shit. You really gotta pay attention to this shit. Cause it's crazy to me that Philly versus Chicago is 23. I mean, Philly versus Chicago is 231.5 total, but the Detroit versus Clippers is 223.5 total. See what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, so that's yeah, yeah. I'm done with that game. I'm not even about to dive into that game because it's just a whole bunch of crap. And then when you make your bets, that's why I feel like it's better to do like Rob Basketball is saying sometimes. Um, focus on just a player. When you try to focus on who's gonna win these games, That's when you lose it. Because when you try to focus on who gonna win these games, you lose it. Let these people say who gonna win these games. They trying to tell you. They trying to tell you who gonna win these games. You know when it's some bullshit, but a lot of times with these NBA lines, it don't be bullshit. Because then they'll be giving out plus money every night. So they can't really lie about these NBA lines like that too much. That's why I feel kind of safer with the spread. Yeah, man, take a look at the app, man. I'm just brainstorming right now, man. Just brainstorming. Looking through the slate again. I put some bets in earlier. I'm just looking through some stuff right now, shifting through some stuff I had wanted to see. And I was like, man, let me get on live to see what everybody on, man. And drop some gems, drop some jewels real quick, and chop it up.
5 number.
I'm done with that game. You gotta know what you want too, man.
In this case, but if those guys, Atlanta's defense is not. They've allowed. Now, one of the games was overtime. Actually, both.
Man, I want Atlanta, man. I'm not about to play. I don't know how Miami favored at Atlanta. Man, I want if they're gonna give me plus money on Atlanta, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take plus. I'm gonna take Atlanta plus 9.5. Hopefully, I can get it at a good number. I'm gonna take plus 9.5 Atlanta because I'm not. Nigga, y'all said Atlanta about to lose. This is a whole bunch of bullshit tonight. You know what's going on. It's a whole bunch of bullshit tonight. That's why I know I'll write this shit down.
Both these are overtime, so I guess take it with a grain of salt.
I don't even want to hear all of that bull mess about Miami this and Miami's this and that. Miami ain't. Come on, man. Come on, Miami. Why? Why are you fighting?
$6 never.
Why are you fighting back? Why are you trying to fight back? Atlanta, if you can't beat Miami, hang it up. Hang it up. Hang it up, Atlanta. Atlanta, if you can't beat Miami tonight, I want you to hang it up. Because Miami can't beat Celtics. So, Atlanta, here's my message to you, Atlanta. I know I just got done talking about how we be talking shit about these players and we got to be more stoic and, just do our thing because, Vegas catching on, like my guy Viral Basketball saying. Yo, Atlanta, if you don't fucking win tonight, you're ass. They saying that you're the underdogs at your home. And I seen y'all get busy. I didn't see y'all get busy, bro. Then they saying the total points is 227. So they about to get so Miami, who I ain't seen with 110 points all season, they about to get crazy on Atlanta. 227 points. But Clippers versus Detroit is 222. Like they always be trying to play a game with our mind. Do this called doggery. Like, come on, man. Atlanta. And I might even take the under too, because I'm feeling good. The under 227. Yeah. Atlanta about to get with these niggas. Capella. Get with these niggas.
OKC. Honestly, it was a pretty competitive game. OKC got
Minnesota ass last night. Minnesota. Y'all don't know how to keep a lead for shit. Minnesota, y'all don't know how to put no play together. Like, what do y'all be doing at the end of the game? OKC outsmarted Minnesota last night. It's crazy to say this, but I want OKC. I want OKC to win. I want OKC to win the first quarter. And I'll take the plus two probably, but I want OKC to win the first quarter. Outright money line. And they probably gonna get their ass kicked because they're soft. Out the gate, Minnesota mad about losing last night. Out the gate, get their ass kicked, and probably make 2 threes. So that probably come back and bite me in the ass. But I feel like OKC right now could come out and control that game. Look Minnesota in the eye and say, y'all not about to come in here and just think I could just be underdogs and come back and get this cover their spread and do all that. Like, nah, we is really like that. We really that team out here. Because for a second in that game, Minnesota was starting to look try, like like the way that score was looking at him was kind of treating OKC like, man, y'all all right, but y'all not really that good. Like, I feel like OKC, y'all got to come out and prove tonight that y'all as good as y'all try. Y'all have the MVP, right? Y'all have to come out and prove that we have the MVP. We are that team. We not really soft like how who got down on OKC before All Star break. Somebody got down on OKC before All Star break. We got to pause this video and go watch it too. Cause somebody got down on OKC. Handle OKC. And I forgot. And I had them winning too. What was it? Yeah, we faded you, OKC. I don't care that it always before the break. I don't give a fuck. Viral basketball said, "Don't bet on no damn Clint Capella." Nah, I want Clint Capella to have a good game so Atlanta can win. So hopefully he gets some boards. Hopefully he do get an over on his boards and stuff like that, and get some points. So basically, I am betting on Clint Capella to have a great night against the fucking Miami Heat. No, it wasn't Miami. Who was the viral? Can you viral basketball? Can you find who was the last person to beat OKC? Was it the Grizzlies?
You just can't be the post.
But I think it was the Grizzlies. But that wasn't 2 weeks ago. This was before the All Star break. OKC had lost. might do something. Hopefully,
Like a good neighbor. Bench in the second half. Such a good.
yeah, it was was it Memphis? No, it wasn't Memphis. Somebody beat OKC, man. And I need to find out who beat OKC before the All-Star break. And let's do this. I gotta go to my people page. I gotta go to my people page. Watch. My son about to say Atlanta beating them. We all taking Atlanta today. Everybody knows this. We taking Atlanta.
Are coming off a 121-115 loss to the Houston Rockets on Friday night, where they were 4-point underdogs. Despite Minnesota Timberwolves versus Oklahoma City Thunder. Two Western Conference playoff hopefuls face off again on Monday night, wrapping up a home-and-home series. The Minnesota Timberwolves are coming off a 121-115 loss to the Houston Rockets on Friday night, where they were 4-point underdogs. Despite the loss, they've shown resilience, but injuries continue to plague them as Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert, and Jalen Clark remain sidelined. On the other side, the Oklahoma City Thunder are also missing Nikola Topic, but they've managed to stay competitive. These two teams just battled it out in a tight game.
At the heart of productivity.
They're gonna put a commercial right in the middle of the shit. Come on, man. It's crazy, man. OKC just lost somebody. I know I'm not bugging.
They'll meet again less than 24 hours later. This time, the Thunder will have the home court advantage, which has been a significant edge for them this season. They've covered the spread in 69.2% of their games as home favorites, the second best rate in the league. With both teams playing on no rest after Sunday's matchup, depth will likely be a deciding factor. Oklahoma City holds the upper hand here, as Minnesota's bench is stretched thin due to injuries. Anthony Edwards will need to carry a heavy load for the Timberwolves, assuming he even suits up. Minnesota put up a strong fight in Sunday's game, showing they can compete despite their recent struggles and injury woes. However, it's going to be a tall order to fend off the Thunder's relentless attack, especially without their top two big men. Beating the same team twice in a row is always a challenge, and the Timberwolves' current injury situation makes it even tougher. The Thunder, on the other hand, are rolling with a full roster and the MVP frontrunner leading the charge. While they didn't cover the spread on Sunday, I expect a more decisive performance from them this time around, as they should handle business comfortably at home. So the Oklahoma City Thunder to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Despite being shorthanded, the Timberwolves' offense has been on the rise lately. They've scored at least 115 points in each of their last 3 games, and they'll need to keep that momentum going against a high-scoring Thunder squad that has hit 115 or more in 9 of their last 10 outings. Minnesota ranks 5th in the league in made three-pointers per game, while Oklahoma City sits 5th in made field goals per game. Given these trends, the current total feels too low, and this game has the makings of a shootout. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Portland Trail Blazers versus...
Man, I was tripping, man. Why would I take OKC first quarter money line? I know they're gonna win, but it's like, why even take it when I could just take the over first quarter points? So I gotta write that down too, man. I don't want to miss out. Wow, of course the pen dies. The one day I decided to use the pen. Oh, I'm talking shit. I'm exhausted, y'all. I do this shit all day, no breaks, all gas, no breaks. I do this shit all day, bro. Like I'm telling you, like I be in the shower looking at this shit, bro. Like it's not a joke, bro. It's really locked in season. I don't know what to tell you. I'm looking at you like I don't know why you not locked in. Like it's locked in season, man. Like we is locked in. Trailblazers versus Jazz, Hornets versus Kings.
Utah Jazz.
I want to talk about college now.
As a member of Navy Federal Credit Union.
I'm good off NBA with this right here. I want to talk about. I'm not even about to go into the rabbit hole of betting on
Pick
NBA.
Dogs, and this is Ron's Big Shot Breakdown. We're going to go over 5 college basketball games for Monday, February 24th, 2025. Pretty sure I fixed the audio. Let me know if everything sounds pretty good. I think it is back to relatively normal, so let me know. But if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dogs Premium. There is a link in the description as well. I'll have my top play in college hoops there each and every day. That is my bank shot
It's the
best
way
bet.
you got it.
Leave a
It's
like, leave your
science
college
behind
basketball
this shit.
picks in the comment section.
It's a science behind this shit, bro. This shit is crazy, bro. Lord help us. Help me, Lord. Going for the big one today. Need your help, Father.
Below. Here we go. Here are the games for Monday in college hoops. First up, we'll go to the ACC as North Carolina takes on Florida State. This one is going to be 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN. Now, North Carolina does a pretty good job at taking care of the basketball. They're top 50 in the country in turnover percentage offensively, though in conference play, they've struggled a little bit more, turning the ball over about 16% of their possessions. I still don't think it's going to be an issue in this matchup, and I think for that reason, I don't love Florida State in this game because defensively, this Seminoles team really relies on forcing a lot of turnovers, a lot of deflections. I think if North Carolina can do a decent job taking care of the ball, they'll have no problem on the offensive side. It comes down to defense, which, I think shot quality wise, this is a solid Tar Heels defense. They're a good rebound.
The Tar Heels are ass. February 13th, Dallas. Yeah, it's Chat GBT.
Team.
Tar Heels is ass. I like Florida State. I like them. They got the grit. And I don't want to hear nothing else about that damn game.
Next up, we'll go to the Southland as Lamar takes on Incarnate Word. This one's 7.
I'm not betting on Lamar and Incarnate Ward. I'm not. I don't know anything about Lamar and Incarnate Ward. I know Lamar is kind of nice to see. I don't know about these teams. And I just feel like they be lying. I don't, and it's because I can't even watch a game. I don't even watch a game. I'm not even able to watch a game, so I'm not even gonna bet on it.
Game of the night for a lot of you, it's going to be in the Big 12, Houston and Texas Tech, two top 10 teams going at it. This one is going to be 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. The first.
Now, the Red Raiders did lose. And Houston is like, are they on a run? Are they? Houston just lose tonight for no reason at all. So. I mean, I guess let's run, Houston.
Meeting between these two was an excellent game, one of the best games of the season across the board. I wouldn't be shocked to see another great game in this one. Now, that first game was at Houston. Houston was a pretty sizable favorite. We actually took Texas Tech on the bank shot breakdown plus the points, and the Red Raiders were able to get us the outright victory in overtime at 81-80 final score. 82-81. And when you look at Texas Tech, they shot 12 of 30 in that game from 3-point range. 40%, which seems pretty steep, but it makes sense because the Red Raiders are a good three-point shooting team. And Houston, defensively, we know that this is a great defensive program, but against a three-point shot this year, we've seen teams be able to get there. I mean, Houston gives up a good amount of its points from three-point range, and they're one of the weaker three-point defenses compared to the other Big 12 teams. I think Texas Tech in Lubbock, a really tough place to play. Even though Houston's playing with revenge, I still think Texas Tech.
Yeah, I think I took the Mavs on that game because I was happy that OKC was losing, and I remember just like ranting to myself about like how Chet is he's soft. So.
And that's it. Those are the games for Monday in college basketball. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you're looking.
Stays in the park, grabbed by Guerrero, Bates tagging and winning the race to the plate. And Stanford's ahead 3-0.
Yeah, that was the 13th.
Nice job by Larson.
And Dallas have beat.
Drives home the run, gets it elevated and plenty deep for the.
Yeah. But I guess I'll look into the Florida A&M game, but I just know I could do something else. Rather add some teams that I don't watch. I don't know anything about. I wish ESPN covered those games better, like Florida A&M and all those HBCU teams and stuff like that. The teams that they don't really cover. All the smaller schools, like I wish they did cover it more, but they do during the tournament, the media. So, I mean, if you one of them smaller schools, make the tournament, beat these big schools, and shock us. But I got something for that too.
The Indiana Hoosiers legitimately have a shot now,
which is crazy.
Fourth, and yesterday, I mean, officially getting back on the right track. I mean, we knew we were getting there eventually, and yesterday, a 4-1 day. Should have been a 5-0 day if Purdue didn't start the second half, giving up a, 20-2 run against Indiana. I mean, come on. Purdue's losing to the Indiana Hoosiers. Oh, my goodness. The Boilermakers are officially not a threat, and they just let Indiana back into play to potentially make the NCAA tournament. I can't believe that's happening. But the Indiana Hoosiers legitimately have a shot now. It's crazy. And folks, before we get to the best bets here for this Monday slate, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more daily college basketball best bets here on the channel. In a couple hours here, we will have our NBA predictions as well on the channel. So make sure to check that video out. 8 games today in the National Basketball Association. And yesterday we posted our UFC Fight Night Cop versus Almabayev predictions. It is the final MMA video here on the Greedo Plays channel. So make sure to check that video out. Link in the description down below. Why is it the final MMA video? Because we are moving to Greedo Plays MMA next week for UFC 313, Pereira versus Ankalaev. Make sure to subscribe to that channel, again, for more MMA content, including predictions and more. Again, that's linked in the description down below. All right, let's get on the first of our 5 best bets for today. A lot of favorites today, okay? I know we do pick favorites.
Greedo Plays MMA.
But today, I'm not going to lie, we're going all favorites. So, hey, fade if you want. but this is the card I've got today. We're starting in the Atlantic Coast Conference with the Florida State Seminoles at home.
No way he believed that North Carolina about to win and cover.
A bit. Now, we did pick North Carolina quite a bit to start the season, and they didn't always cash for us. Now, we relied on, RJ Davis, who's been in college for quite a bit now. At least he's producing in his 6th year in college. I don't know if it's actually his 6th year. It feels like RJ Davis has been here for a while, though. It's his 5th. At least he actually produces, unlike a guy like Trey Galloway. Anyways, or the guy at Charlotte. I'm blanking on his name right now. Regardless, North Carolina on a 3-game winning streak. So we've stayed away from the Tar Heels a little bit, but what have they done in, the absence of us picking them? They've won 3 in a row, beating Syracuse on the road, beating North Carolina State at home, and beating Virginia. Given 3 games they're supposed to win. I mean, the toughest out of those 3 are probably the road game at Syracuse, but they handled the Orange, and now North Carolina finds themselves at 10-6 in the ACC, 17-11 overall, and they get a road spot here against Florida State, a team that is better than the 3 that we previously mentioned, but a team that is very beatable.
Y'all want them to win. Y'all want them to win. Do that mean they gonna win? No. Y'all want North Carolina to win and be in the tournament and do it. Them boys is ass. Florida State. Y'all gonna let these people say y'all plus 120? They might as well have made y'all the favorite. Y'all at home. Man, if y'all don't get down on these niggas, man, Florida State, get crazy. Get crazy.
Extremely beatable is Florida State. This is an FSU team who's coming off a loss to Louisville in their last one. They beat Miami at home, but that's Miami. Lost to Clemson at home, and then a good win on the road at Wake Forest. A win at home against Notre Dame. Prior to that, 4 straight L's.
A good win. They beat Wake Forest. A good Wake Forest team this season. They beat Notre Dame. They beat some teams.
It's an extremely winnable game for North Carolina. I don't know if we've ever talked about the Seminoles this season. This might be the first Florida State game we featured on the channel.
Come on, Grudo.
But North Carolina is still a better basketball team. Again, a 3-game winning streak going into this one. This team needs to start winning some basketball games to at least gain some momentum going into the ACC tourney. Of course, RJ Davis has been the leading scorer all year long, but we've seen Ian Jackson come on of late. Obviously, Jackson is this team's 2nd leading scorer, but again, you need more than just RJ Davis, obviously, on this North Carolina team. And for the Seminoles, again, a 7-9 squad this year in the ACC. Their leading scorer being Jameer Watkins, who does average 18 a night. Malik Ewan averaging 14.5. Actually, I think we've done one FSU game this year.
The dogs out of the
Regardless, again, it's a lot of Jameer Watkins, who's the guy from Florida State. But I like North Carolina on the road. The Tar Heels are a 2.5-point favorite on the road in Tallahassee, and I think they should be able to take care of business. It is the one and only matchup, at least in the regular season, between these 2 squads. But FSU, again, don't forget they went on that 4-game losing streak in the middle of ACC play, going to California, losing back-to-back games, again, to Cal and to Stanford, I should say, the Bay Area, but back-to-back losses again against those 2 squads. They return home, lose to VTech, they lose to BC on the road. Yeah, they rebounded by beating Notre Dame, who's not the most impressive, obviously, but somehow they beat Pitt over the weekend. And then a win on the road at Wake Forest. Again, that is their most impressive victory, arguably all year. At Wake Forest.
You want North Carolina to win. Greedo, you want North Carolina to win? They beat Pitt. Florida State. Get with these niggas. They're not good. They fronting on you. Plus 120 at your home court means that you are not reliable. They don't like you. North Carolina not like that.
Forest. I mean, maybe the win at home against Pittsburgh. But no, I'd say, yeah, Florida State's victory at Wake Forest, winning that game by 2 points on February 12th, by far their best win. But then they host Clemson, and Clemson beats them 72-46. Now, I'm not saying North Carolina is going to put it on them like that, obviously. And, when they played Clemson to the Tar Heels, they got blown out by the Tigers 85-65. But I do think North Carolina is just able to run away.
So why does it matter when Florida State gets blown out? See, we moved the goalposts. We do that too much as sports bettors and as Vegas, and everybody in the sports world, we move the goalposts too much because of. If y'all want to know the truth, y'all want to know the truth right now. All right, we're gonna tell the truth right now. Certain teams, like these people, like especially like white people, they call certain teams poverty franchises. Y'all know what that means? So they'll say like a certain franchise, a certain team or school in this case, they'll say they're a poverty franchise. And people might not think that Florida State's, they lost a couple times this season in basketball. So with football, them not being as good as as good in football too, it's kind of like, oh yeah, like it's poverty school, poverty franchise. North Carolina's, they're supposed to win. They got Bill Belichick came to the game. They got the MO. They got RJ Davis. They got dudes that been to the tournament. So it's just like Florida State, y'all playing for y'all respect right now. It's bigger than man, we lost mad times. How we gonna get to the tournament? This, that, and third. This is for respect right now. Y'all want to go to the? I don't want to hear all that NBA shit. If y'all can't pack up RJ Davis, if y'all can't pack up RJ Davis today, pack all that NBA dream shit up, Florida State. And that go for everybody on that team.
With this game, right? You compare, again, Florida State to their matchup when they went to Syracuse. I get it. Again, FSU's a better squad than the Orange are, but still they were able to take care of business, score 88 points on the road, back-to-back wins going into this game. And again, North Carolina just played two of their most complete games all year long going into this one. Again, a 97-73 victory against, yes, the North Carolina State Wolfpack have not been close to what they were last year, obviously in their Final Four run, but a good win beating that team by 24 points. A win by Virginia as well by 15. I think North Carolina is playing with a lot of momentum right now. They struggled in the middle of the season, but they're coming on as of late. And sure, FSU's playing better ball in their own right, but they're coming off a loss to Louisville. I get it. Louisville is a very good squad who, personally, I think is going to make it deep.
You don't say. They lost to Louisville. Credo, you really fading Florida State?
Run in the tournament this season. But again, losing two out their last three. Clemson, Louisville, they beat Miami. I'm not all that impressed. I get it. Jameer Watkins is a very efficient scorer. He's by far the best player on this FSU team. Malik Ewan, not a bad guy as well. You get Daquan Davis, Taylor Bowen. I mean, they've got players on FSU. I do still think the all-around better talent is on North Carolina. And sure, some games do feel kind of dependent on how RJ Davis does play. Davis, again, in the games where North Carolina looks the best, RJ Davis is scoring 21 points, like in their 24-point victory over NC State. I think RJ Davis and the guys can get it done. Again, Davis will score. Percentage-wise, he hasn't been the best in the last, four-ish games. I'd expect RJ Davis to come on more, and I'm taking the North Carolina Tar Heels to go on the road to Tallahassee and beat the Florida State Seminoles. We move on to our second best bet of the video, and we move to a matchup, same odds, 2.5-point favorites. We're taking the home team this time. We're going to Thibodaux, Louisiana, for a matchup between the Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islanders. This is the first time the Islanders have been featured here on the channel, taking on the Nick.
I want this game tonight in my parlay either.
To the video.
I want Houston tonight.
By switching to...
I don't think Houston get their ass beat tonight. So there you have it, folks. I'm going to cap it off on that one. I like Brooklyn plus 1.5. For the game. I like Denver plus 2.5. I'm going to take the over. I'm going to hold my nuts. And I'm going to take the over first half. The lowest over first half I could get. Total for Philly versus Chicago. I'm going to take the over. Total for Detroit versus Clippers. I'm going to take plus 9.5, Atlanta game for the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta, please do not get blown out by 10 points, Atlanta. Please do not get blown out by 10 points, Atlanta. I didn't see y'all beat the Cavs. Atlanta, don't do me like this tonight. OKC. OKC. I'm going to do something real crazy with OKC, real nasty. Just know, OKC, if you don't win the first quarter against Minnesota, y'all ass. Florida doesn't get blown out. Houston, they're not getting blown out either.
The biggest game of the day. There is an 8 o'clock game between Kansas and Colorado. It's the second half of the Big 12 doubleheader. Instead, we're going to Lubbock, Texas for the first half of the doubleheader on ESPN. And of course, Houston, Texas Tech, the two top teams in the Big 12 go at it again at Texas Tech. The Houston Cougars 15-1 in the conference this year. Their only loss being a 1-point overtime loss at home to Texas Tech. We think Houston gets their get back tonight. I am taking the Houston Cougars on the road to get Texas Tech. I fully believe Houston's one of the best teams in the country.
All right, I don't know about that.
I think, again, that first game against Tech, very competitive, close loss.
We talking about Duke. We talking about, man, I ain't going to start talking about them teams, man. But I don't know about Houston. Just handle your business tonight. We'll talk about the rest later. Houston, handle your business tonight. You feel me? Nets plus 1.5. Denver plus 2.5. First half over for the lowest over I could get for Chicago versus Philly. Detroit Clippers over on the alternate total, the lowest one. Being cheap going for the lowest one. Atlanta, if you lose by 10 points tonight. OKC. If you can't keep up with Minnesota. That is ass. Florida doesn't get blown out. Houston doesn't get blown out. Yeah. Salute y'all.